All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Friday morning safety meeting. My name is John Harden. I'm in the safety department. Today is July 5th, so I hope everyone had a great Independence Day yesterday. Hopefully you got to celebrate, see some fireworks, maybe have some good food as well. So this morning we're going to mix it up a little bit. We've got Brennan Officer with me up here from the log department. So good morning, Brennan.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
I think everybody else took a vacation day and just left you and I up here to do it. But we're glad you're here. We've got a great crowd here in Springfield this morning. So see a lot of yellow vests. So we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But first and foremost, I see everybody's out there eating breakfast. So let's thank John Blansett and his crew for the job that they did this morning, and also everybody else at the other terminals this morning. All right, so let's start out east on the East Coast here this morning with Rick Iffert in Pennsylvania. Rick, are you there?
Hey, good morning. How y'all doing down there this morning?
We're doing pretty good this morning. How are you?
Hey, we're doing great up here. Yesterday was a holiday. Everybody was off, so we're all back with all of our fingers, so we're doing good.
Well, outstanding. Well, I know I'm kind of a little bit groggy this morning because every neighbor in my neighborhood wanted to shoot off fireworks until I don't even know what time. So, my sleep was cut a little bit short, so hopefully yours was not. But what's going on in Pennsylvania this week?
We had the same thing up here. Everybody around us is blowing off fireworks, but we're going to surprise them all on Saturday. We're saving ours till Saturday, so we'll keep them up on the weekend.
There you go. Make sure it's nice and dark, a little bit later than normal, maybe to get them back.
Hey, you're right. Yeah, we had a great week this week. It was a little short, but we still had a great orientation, a great class. As you can see, nobody's here. We got a couple of our friends here sitting around hanging out, but everybody's down the pad doing their thing, working on those pre-trips and getting those CDL licenses.
Well, good deal. I bet that's where these folks are heading to right after they have a good breakfast and hear the safety meeting. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns today, please get in front of the microphone and please jump in at any time, all right?
Hey, thanks for having us.
All right. Well, let's go out west to Salt Lake City. We've got Jonathan Grice out there this morning. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing great. Sounds like you've got a few people there with you this morning.
We do have a few people in here having breakfast and getting ready to start this holiday weekend off.
Well, good deal. Well, how was your 4th out there yesterday?
It's pretty good. It was pretty quiet, a little warm out here right now. Next week, actually, we've got some temperatures forecasted in the hundreds. So, again, want to remind everybody to stay hydrated, take care of yourself, be cool, and, of course, drink a lot of water. So, another quick reminder, if you're in the terminal out here this weekend, kind of have a little extra downtime, or if you're in the shop, whatever it may be, we do offer PSC class tomorrow and Sunday as well at 1 o'clock upstairs in the sim lab. Also, our truck shops, our truck and trailer shops actually have been getting a lot of traffic recently, which is a great thing. So we can get you guys in and out if need be. Just contact, any of our shop managers out there if you need an appointment, and we will get you guys a quick turnaround.
All right, we appreciate it. I'm not real familiar with the new terminal out there, so if anybody has any questions, if anybody's listening out there on the road or going to listen to this later, where can they come to find you if they need to be directed in the right direction?
I sit in the operations area along with all of our fleet manager group, orientation group. We're all kind of together on the first floor. So yeah, anytime you guys need anything, just visit me and we'll get you pointed in the right direction.
All right, well, we appreciate it. Well, as always, if anybody has any questions or comments out there, please jump in, please get them a microphone and allow them to ask that, all right?
Will do. You guys have a good one.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Well, let's come back here to Springfield. Got a nice crowd here this morning. Good morning. Good morning, Dee. All right, well, I mentioned the yellow vests earlier, so we like to do this every week. If you're at any of the 3 terminals, and this is your first week with Prime, whether you're coming in as a student, getting your CDL, whether it's your first year coming from another carrier, if you could please stand up and let us recognize you and let us welcome you to the family. We really appreciate you guys being here, choosing Prime, and we're both Brennan and I are involved with the vetting process as far as folks that come into Prime, and it's a pretty stringent process. We don't just let everybody in. So I know that if you're sitting there, you're the best of the best, and we're happy to have you. And, one thing that's a little bit different about Prime, this is very family-oriented, open door. If you have any questions, the badge that you have on will get you into any door. And please come see us in safety. Get to know your fleet manager, your road assist advisor, your log advisor. Everybody that's here is put in place to help your business be successful. So please don't be afraid to ask questions. And again, it's an open door policy. So come in and talk to us. We like to see you when you're here on the yard. Do you get many visitors out there in the Plaza building?
Oh, we get so many visitors out in the Plaza building. Any of you are welcome to come see your log advisor anytime. Come say hey, get some log advice, attend the log class. We're just here to help. So utilize this as a resource.
Absolutely. And if we don't know the answer, we'll find somebody that does for sure in the building. So there's a lot of knowledge here. And just for clarification, Brennan and the other log associates set out in the Plaza building right behind driver line up there where you come in and hand them your bills whenever you come in here to the yard here. So, all right, well, let's start jumping into some speakers this morning. Or actually, let's go through some safety numbers this morning. So last week we had 125 clean inspections and 41 violations. So our pass rate was 75%, which is absolutely phenomenal. So for the new folks here, I see there's quite a few of you. So the normal, from what we can tell, finding out there on the internet, a normal pass rate for a normal company is somewhere probably around 35%. So we're 75%, and we consistently stay in that upper 60s, middle to upper 60s. So you guys do a great job out there on the road. Of course, safety is our number one priority. So any time that you're out there on the road, please focus first and foremost on that. That should be the decision maker as far as if you don't feel comfortable driving, then you probably shouldn't be driving, right? So you guys are the captain of the ship. We want you to make that decision. We're setting in here. You guys are out there. You give us a call and you say, hey, it's not safe to drive. We're not going to argue with you, all right? This time of year, there's a lot of wind, rain, storms, flooding. So you guys are the eyes and ears out there. So you guys are making that decision, and we're going to stand behind you with that. So, all right. So let's talk about logs a little bit.
Yeah, so we're going to do something a little bit different today. Of course, I want to plug the log class. We hold our log class over in the Plaza Building multi-purpose room every day, Monday through Friday at 13:30. This is fully comprehensive, covers everything you all need to know about keeping your logs legal and compliant so you can pass your inspections. Now, we also assist you guys out on the road. So if you have any questions or concerns, we are 24/7. So call your log person anytime. You can find your log person's contact information in the My Contact section on the Prime app, along with the rest of your support team. Now, we do have a bit of a surprise for you today. As you all know, we have Hannah Skinner in our log department. Some of you may have her as a log advisor currently. She is in transition to the leasing department. So here before long, some of you may have a new log advisor. So at this time, I want to invite Alex up.
Hi there.
Hi. So Alex is our new associate. He's been training with us for the last 4 or 5 weeks. I don't have a single bad thing to say about Alex. He is very intelligent, and he's been very quick to learn everything he needs to learn. So Alex, can you tell us a bit of your professional background, where you're from?
Yeah, I was in New York for 25 years. I've done everything from busing tables to working construction for a very short amount of time because that was hard, to just 5 years in customer service, 4 years in banking. So I kind of did a little bit of everything before I came to Prime. And now I'm here. So.
Yeah, that's excellent. So Alex has a ton of customer service experience, and honestly, that's what it's all about. We are here to service you as the drivers. So whenever some of you end up with Alex as your log person, please feel free to utilize him as a resource. Give him a call, come say hey. Otherwise, Alex, any final words for the group?
Yeah, I wanted to thank Prime. I wanted to thank Brennan for just being in the position that I am here in. I keep hearing this about white glove service, and I know that the drivers are important, and we wouldn't be here without you guys. And so I'm just looking forward to helping anybody that gets in contact with me that I can. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
All right, so that's exciting, and I have seen Hannah over here training in the leasing department here recently. So exciting times and congratulations. And if you need anything, we're always there for you. So. All right.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned the log class. I got distracted over here. Did you tell everybody when it took place? And okay, perfect.
Yes. Yeah. Again, we're located over in the Plaza building. Class is in the multi-purpose room at 1330 every day, Monday through Friday. And I did forget to mention we simulcast to Salt Lake City and Pittston. So if you're at another terminal and want some additional log knowledge, feel free to attend that class as well.
All right, perfect. You know, that reminds me, I did not recognize and say good morning to everybody that's out there listening on our social media platforms. So if you're out there, if you're listening to us later, good morning. Hope you had a good holiday weekend as well, and or a good holiday and a good holiday weekend coming up. So, all right, we're going to bring Rachel up, our driver of health and fitness. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, John. Well, hey, I'm Rachel. I'm the dietitian with DHF. My office is just right upstairs, Colby. So the health tip that I wanted to bring this morning is with being like on home time, having some family vacations maybe coming up, maybe even this week or maybe next week. I have a lot of drivers coming out next week. To just keep in mind whenever you are getting together with your family, we eat, right? That's what we do whenever we get together. Thank you.
You broke it.
Sorry. We eat whenever we get together, right? So what we want to do with that is just try to, whenever you are sitting down for that meal, just keep in mind that being mindful and thinking about what you're eating and being a little bit present for that meal will really, really help out with a couple things. So let's say you're having a little bit of like weight control issues. It's going to help to reduce your calorie intake by 15% on average per meal. So if you sit down and you really think about what you're eating and you don't just take 5 minutes, 10 minutes to eat that meal, slowing down is the first step to being mindful, and it's really going to help reduce that calorie intake. And it's going to help you to enjoy that meal more. It's going to improve digestion, help things with like bloating, reduce IBS symptoms. And another big one is your blood sugar levels. So if you are someone who has issues controlling your blood sugar, being mindful at that meal, slowing down, taking 20 plus minutes to finish a meal is also going to help with your blood sugar control. So I just wanted to bring that up as we're getting into summertime. Maybe you're going to be able to get some home time coming up. And as you're at those family gatherings, just keep that in mind. Thank you, guys.
All right, does anybody have any questions for Rachel while she's down here? No questions, all right. You know, we didn't ask, does anybody have any questions for Brendan? She's going to be up here the whole meeting, but does anybody have anything for the log department right now? Nothing at all. All
Quiet
right.
group.
I know, you're getting off the hook easy there. So, all right, we're going to bring up C.E. Wells next. He's with our security department, and C.E. is going to talk a little bit about the holiday weekend we've got going on, and it's a pretty busy time of the year for thieves this weekend. Good morning.
Morning, John. I hope you're not expecting very much, but if you are, I'm going to please you because that's exactly what you're going to get. Call it the last minute to get up here. You know already to be careful out there. They're preying on you. They're stealing things out of your truck. They're stealing things out of the back of your truck. You all have that experience. I can say that I know that you're tired. I know that you're exhausted. And I know that sometimes you're not thinking at the top of your game, because I worked that Packer Road gate for about 3 years, and I saw you coming in, and I know that it's an exhausting job, and it's one that this country greatly needs, is for you to be out there moving that freight. If you don't move the freight, we don't eat. So I'm asking you to be on your game. These holiday weekends you're really vulnerable, you're tired, you're wanting to get to some kind of a family event, what have you, and maybe you're not thinking, maybe you're wanting to cut corners just a little bit. So I'm just asking that you are careful, you think about what you're doing, and realize that you're very vulnerable. If you've seen any of those videos on YouTube and things, they can get in the back of your truck in broad daylight in a matter of seconds. And, you can look at all these charts that says, this is what they're looking for. This is where they're going to find you and all that. I think all they want to do is steal whatever's in the back of your truck. I don't think it really matters. They're stealing things out of the back of your truck with you asleep in the front of your truck. So, if I can say anything from the perspective of security, it's simply be on your game. Do the best that you can. One of the big things is be careful where you park, whether it's on a holiday weekend or what have you. We've had 3 thefts in the last 3 months where you had beef taken out of 2 different trucks. Both of those trucks were parked at was it Paulsboro, I think it is, New Jersey. That's one of the strips that's really, really vulnerable now. So they're parked at a TA in Paulsboro. Another one's parked alongside the Loves outside of Memphis, honestly 3 miles from a secure yard. And they break into the back of his truck. So think ahead. And I looked at where the location for these 3 units. These 3 units were either parked along the street or they were parked on the periphery, if you will, the outside edge of these truck stops. Now, maybe that's the only place you can find to park. I understand that's finding a place to park is a big deal for you, is it not? Sir, it's a huge deal. You have a question?
Oh, hang on just a second.
Hello, good morning. So you're saying that they're stealing. So that means your life also in jeopardy if they really want to get a little bit aggressive.
I'm not hearing you.
You're saying that they're stealing from the carriers, right?
Correct.
So that means if they want to be aggressive, your life is also in danger.
Your life is also in danger. That's
How
right.
do you go about protecting yourself without getting in trouble with the law?
Call the police. Defend yourself, protect yourself if it's an immediate issue.
I'm looking for consent to how you said call the police, but what if, right? I am getting attacked. How do I protect myself? I'm just looking for.
If you're asking me if you can carry a gun, the answer is hell no. So quit beating around the bush and just say, can I carry my gun? Hell no. Yes, ma'am. Oh. John, this is not working out the way I had planned.
No, you're doing a fantastic job. That's one of our students, brand new PSD. So I've told all of our students that I've had my CDL for 33 years. I've never been attacked. Not to say that it can't happen, but do you play baseball? You can have a baseball bat and a glove in your truck. You can have wasp spray because, they do try to get in the corners of trucks, right? You can have those types of things, but no guns, no weapons where you've been premeditating your safety. There's ways that you can protect yourself simply just by being aware of your surroundings when you go to places. No taser, sir. Okay, that's premeditated, but just, take precaution to just be aware of, like what he's saying, where you're parked.
Well, for the most part, they're not after you. The money's in the back of that truck. So lock your doors, stay in communication, with your fleet managers, et cetera. But for the most part, they're wanting to steal your stuff, and they do not give a damn what it is because it's not theirs. Whatever they get out of it, we may be buying it on Amazon next week. So whatever that's true. That's true. So whatever they get out of your truck, that's an easy day. It's not like working their butt off to make a living like you're having to do. So be careful where you park. Like I said, one of these trucks, this is just in the last 3 months, one of these trucks is parked out on the street outside of a Love's in Memphis, 3 miles from a secure yard. Use some common sense. I know you all have it. I know you're tired, but if you cut corners, you're gonna be a victim. And the other 2, I pulled them up on satellite and look, they're parked on the outside row, the very outside row, not in where they're back-to-back trailers, in the center rows. make it a little easier for these thieves, and that's exactly what they are, to steal from you. But as a rule, they're not after you. You're better off just calling the police, lock your doors. And, I carried a gun for 41 years. And it is not the end all of everything. I understand. One thing the director, security director, Bill Banning, asked that I bring up is they are in the process of getting new alloy locks. These alloy locks actually have shrouds that come up on the shackles. It makes it very, very difficult to cut with a set of bolt cutters. So they're in the process of getting those in, and he'll bring that forward once it's where they're available to you. So that's all I've got, John. Unless somebody has anything else, like I said, you're not getting much. I hope I pleased you.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, did a great job. Let's give him a round of applause. So, like he mentioned, where you park is very important, very critical. And, thieves this time of year, they know that people are going to go home. They're going to visit family over holidays, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the normal holidays. So they know that your truck's probably there parked and you're not with it, right? So it's an easy target. So try to park in a well-lit, secure area. And I know that, I was a fleet manager for 11 years. It doesn't happen like that all the time. But try to park in a well-lit, secure area. If you can back your trailer door up against a pole, building, or tree to where it's harder to access, that helps. And, one thing, especially around the holiday weekends, don't leave your personal belongings laying out where somebody can see them. If they step up, take a look inside your cab and, there's a laptop. Guess what's going to happen, right? I had a driver at that same scenario, parked up in the Northeast. I think it was in New Jersey, and he had a laptop sitting in his passenger seat, and his truck got broken into. And it's kind of like, what do you expect if that happens? So just be mindful of where you park. And first and foremost, what I really want to point out is we haul a lot of precious cargo out there, but none more precious than you guys. So you're the number one priority. Never put yourself in danger, trying to protect your load. We can replace the load. We can't replace you guys, right? So keep that in mind. We don't want to be heroes out there. We want you guys to be safe.
And if I could just cut in, CE, that message is so incredibly important. Some of you may know my own husband is a CDL driver. He spent some time in a day cab running regional routes for a while. Even he had his own truck broken into. He lost a couple of GoPros and his heart and diabetes medication. So your safety is incredibly important, the safety of what you're hauling, your own personal belongings. It's all very important. So make sure that it's all secure and safe.
Absolutely. Just one more thing to touch on that CE talked about is, when you finish that shift and you park and you've been out there on the road and maybe it was a little, stressful of a drive, don't let your guard down when you pull into that truck stop or when you pull into that customer, be mindful, take security measures, don't let your guard down. 75% of our accidents are low speed parking lot type accidents where we run into maybe a parked vehicle, a stationary object, or we're backing. So, those types of things right there. So what CE was saying, to stay alert, stay on your guard, very, very important. So anybody have any questions at all? All right, well, let's move on. We're going to bring up Brian Jackson. He's in our refrigerated division. He's a refrigerated fleet manager. Brian's been up here before and talked a couple of times, I think, or maybe just one time. So good morning, sir.
Morning. How are we this morning?
Doing good.
Good. Hope everybody enjoyed their 4th of July and got to see some fireworks last night. I'm just going to tag on to what CE and John said up here. It's, protection, right? There's not only is it about protecting our equipment, protecting ourselves out there on the road, it's also about protecting our business, right? We're all here to make money. We're all here because we need a job, right? So a few things that I'll tag on to about protecting our business. There's 3 what I consider to be main aspects to protecting our business that you all have control over. Obviously, there's variables that we don't have control over, right? And really, there's not much we can do over the things we don't have control of. But what we need to focus on is the things that we do have control of. The first one, and honestly, probably the most important, is safety, right? There's a couple of things that come along with protecting our business through safety, right? You know, citations. If you guys get a citation out there on the road, that's just wasted money, right? We're here to keep every bit of money that we get off of these loads to put into our bank account, to put into our homes, to put into our wallets. And if we're out there getting citations, we're having to pay these fines. And really, there's no reason for us to have to pay any fines, right? If we're doing our proper pre-trips every day, making sure that our tires are in spec, making sure that we're doing everything that we can legally, there shouldn't be any issue for citations and having to pay these fines, right? Wear your seat belts. Make sure that we're not messing with our phones while we're driving down the road. Accidents cost money, even the little ones in the truck stops. You know, if we back into something, it's an automatic $500 deductible, depending on what all we've damaged, right? It's money out of your pocket. Make sure we're doing everything that we can to prevent those accidents from happening. The most important thing, get out and look. I can't tell you enough and stress to you enough how taking 5 steps outside the cab of your truck will keep you from having an accident, right? So make sure that we're doing that. The second one, claims. You know, protecting the customer, protecting our business, you know, do everything that we can to prevent these claims from happening. You know, there is a financial liability that comes with hauling this freight. When you sign those bills at the gate of that shipper, you are taking on the responsibility of that freight that's in the back of your truck. That freight now belongs to you from point A to point B, maybe even C and D if there's multiple stops on a load, right? You have to do everything you can to protect your business, that freight, and our customer. You know, this is a service-based industry, and we are in an industry where we provide excellent customer service to our customers, right? So do everything you can to do that. You know, a few things that I'll talk about in preventing claims: proper pre-trips on your trailers. Make sure that our reefers are working. Make sure that there's no issues inside of it. Make sure that the air chute's in good condition for all you refrigerated drivers. Make sure we're installing our load locks. That's a big one. Anytime that you're going to pick up a load, you know, make sure we're getting up in the back of that trailer. If it looks like it needs a load lock, throw it in there. You know, even if you feel like that it's wrapped the best that it possibly could be, it's not going to go anywhere, throw a load lock in there. Throw 2, throw 3 in there, just to make sure that nothing falls over. I've used this analogy in my ACE2 class that I teach from time to time. I don't know how many of you have ever moved, you know, packed all your stuff up in a U-Haul or a big truck and drove it down the road, right? How nerve-wracking is it knowing all of your precious stuff in your house is back there in that trailer or in the box, and you're driving down the road and you're going, man, I hope nothing's falling over. Hope nothing's falling over, right? I've been there. We should treat every one of these loads we pick up the same way, as if we're hauling our house in the back of that trailer, because kind of essentially we are, right? We're hauling our life in the back of that trailer. We're hauling our this week's check in the back of that trailer. Make sure we're doing everything we can to protect that freight that we're hauling. Alloy locks, you know, what CE was just talking about. Make sure that we have an alloy lock on that trailer at all times, empty and loaded. The third and final aspect is service, I would say. You know, it's important that we're doing everything we can when we're dispatched on these loads to plan our trips out, make sure we can make it from point A to point B legally, on time. You know, when we miss loads, when I can't say you guys because I'm involved in this too, when we miss an appointment time, how long does that appointment push out sometimes? How long can that cost us on sitting on a load that we could have delivered on the appointment time, you know, when we could have been out there rolling another 1 or 2 days with another load making more money, right? That costs money too. So, I mean, it's essential that we do everything that we can to protect ourselves, protect our equipment, protect our business, and ultimately protect the customers that give us the freight to haul, right? You know, there's so many more variables that I could go over here, but I mean, I don't have but a few minutes up here. But that all being said, anybody have any questions?
So let's talk about, you know, we've talked about securing equipment a lot today, and security was up here. So, you know, whenever I was a fleet manager, we never wanted to take a trailer home with us, an empty trailer home with us, a loaded trailer home with us. So, you know, if I'm new here to Prime, and I know that I've got my first home time coming up. What's the process? What do I need to do? Because I don't have anywhere to park a 53-foot trailer in my driveway anyway.
I'll start here. 9 times out of 10, we don't ever want you to take a trailer home with you when you're going on home for home time, right? You know, what we want to do is we want to put that trailer at a place, A, that it can be used while you're on home time, B, that's safe and secure, that it's not going to get broke into, stolen, any of that. So the first thing we do when we're planning home time is talk to your fleet manager. And I'm glad you brought this up, because we're here for you all to lean on us. Anytime that you are tired, as CE was saying, you know, maybe not thinking clearly, make a phone call to your fleet manager. We're here for you to lean on. We really are. If you're not thinking clearly and you need some insight on what needs to go on, because you've been up driving all night and you're not just fully there at the moment, call us. Home time, you know, if you're going to be taking a trailer somewhere, make sure to get with your fleet manager, drop it at an approved location. You know, I know that we know some of the shippers and receivers that we have that are near our houses, those aren't always approved drop and hook locations. You know, we don't have a trailer pool there, or maybe our customer has too many trailers there. It's super important that you get with your fleet manager and we find out the right place that we need that trailer to go so that it can be used and it's safe and secure and not going to be stolen, right? So lean on your fleet manager for any questions that you have in that instance.
Yeah, don't be responsible for that equipment that's coming home with you. So we've got a question back here. I'm going to walk back here real quick.
So about four weeks ago, my question is, what can Prime do to help the drivers, right? This was a shipper. So I back in, I'm there early, everything just like we practice. Been here going on 4 years, never had an incident with product or anything like that I caused. Now, the shipper loaded a 1-layer pallet in the nose of the trailer, but every other pallet after that was almost 6 foot. So no matter how good they wrap a pallet, going back and forth, the velocity going back and forth while driving, that's not on the driver. However, the driver gets cited for it. What can Prime do to protect the driver?
Well, that's where Jeff Chisholm and our claims department comes in, right? You know, because what kind of capability do you have to crawl all the way to the nose of the trailer to find that one pallet, right? You don't, right? So, I mean, that's where fleet managers, our claims department, you know, we protect you guys. We do. You know, and if there's an instance like that, what you're talking about, you have no control over that, you know, and we go to bat for every one of our drivers, honestly. I mean, you know, if you brought that to light to your fleet manager and our claims department, you know, and everything that you said is accurate. I don't know the situation, right? But everything that you've just described to me, there's nobody at fault for that except for the loaders, right? And that's where we go back to the customer and we actually talk to them. We're like, hey, you know, we know this stuff fell over, but what could we have done to you know, manage that? There's nothing we would have known to do because you can't see that pallet up there. So in those situations, we're here to protect you guys on that.
Was that on a drop trailer or was it a live load? It was a live load. Okay. So if you have a live load, you know, my advice is, can you be on the dock and count the product onto the trailer? Make sure that it's secure. If you're not allowed on the dock, then it's just a phone call to your fleet manager and say, hey, this is a live load. They're not allowing me on the dock, you know, to put in load locks or to inspect how it's being loaded or anything like that. So just as Brian is saying, just say, you know, they're not going to let me on here. And we saw a lot of that over the last, you know, 3 or 4 years with COVID, especially that kind of being on the dock and counting the product on kind of went away. And now it's coming back a little bit, I believe, but just make note with your fleet manager so we can notify our sales team and protect yourself. Do we have any other questions at all for Brian while he's up here? All right, they're letting you off the hook pretty easy, so I appreciate it. A lot of great information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Give him a round of applause. So yeah, I'll add to that. Anytime you're in a situation, where it's a live load, make sure that if you're not allowed on there, just to notify your fleet manager, send a message in or something, have them noted on the bills, anything to protect yourself. So Dee, do you have anything you want to add to that? Do we cover it all? I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay. All right. We're good then. All right. Well, let's bring up our next guest this morning. We're going to bring up Trent Ferris with our maintenance road assist team. Good morning, Trent.
Morning. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Thanks. Good. So this morning, yesterday was 4th of July, as everyone knows. I hope in some way, and you can celebrate again this weekend. I guess right now I'm talking to mainly the people that are not in this room and that are actually out on home time somewhere. So if you're on home time right now, I want to make you aware of a couple of things on your truck. When you're away from it, you need to make sure that you're doing all you can to keep those batteries up. And the solution that I don't want you guys using and depending on is your APU. When you go on home time, please do not leave your APU running and just assume that it's going to keep everything charged up and your refrigerator cold and you're going to be fine once you come back to the truck. There's a good chance you're going to come back to the truck in a day or two and find that the APU has coded out or shut down at some point. And when that happens, it needs human intervention. It needs you to push a button to reset it, to get it going again. And if you're not there to push that button, the APU is going to stay shut off until you get back to it, however long that is. Take your food out of your truck when you go on home time. Bring your food back into your house, in your fridge, or just plan better so that you don't have food in your fridge when you get to wherever you're going for your time off. But leave your APU off. Turn it off completely. And the best thing to do when you're away from your tractor is just switch off that main power switch by your seat. You've got a switch right by your seat, the driver's seat, between the seat and the door, that will completely shut off all power to your tractor. And that's going to protect your batteries. So that's the best way to go forward on that. I also want to talk about when you come back to your truck and you're getting ready to go load out your next load, make sure you're doing a pre-trip on your reefer unit. And furthermore, every time you go to load a load, every time you empty out, every time you start your day, you need to do a pre-trip on your reefer unit. Your reefer unit has a computer on it. It's got a option in there where you can initiate a self-test on the reefer. It takes about 20 minutes for this reefer to go through all these different steps that it needs to go through to ensure that there's no issues with the reefer unit. We need to do that early and often. Every chance you get, do one of those pre-trips on that reefer unit. And one more thing you need to know, on the Thermo King trailers, the Thermo King reefer units that we've got, if you start a pre-trip and abort it for some reason or cancel it, or if the pre-trip fails for whatever reason, it could be something that's not critical and wouldn't prevent us from not using the trailer. But if it's aborted or if the pre-trip fails on the Thermo King unit, you've got to interact with that. You've got to get up there to the reefer and push a button on it for the unit to actually restart. Otherwise, it's going to stay shut down until you do that. One more thing, the pre-trip on the unit itself, or the tractor and the trailer itself. Your DOT inspection is a requirement by law. I want to make that really clear in case you didn't know. You are required by law to do a pre-trip DOT inspection every day before you start your driving shift. So, we're in 2024 now. Times have changed a little bit. And if you're not aware of this, you should be aware that anytime you're out of the privacy of your own home, you could be watched by a camera. You could be under the view of a camera somewhere. And if you're not doing your pre-trip inspection, if you're not actually getting out of your cab to do that inspection, and there is a camera somewhere that's looking at your rig, you're entering on a legal document, your logbook, that you're doing a pre-trip inspection and don't do it. If you wind up getting in an accident or in an incident of some kind out there, and a lawyer gets involved, this is all accessible information to them. They can access our logbook. They can see exactly where we were when we said we did our pre-trip inspection. And then they can turn around and wherever that place was, find out if there's a camera that was maybe pointing at your tractor. And that can lead to a lot of problems for us. So please don't skip this. It's a requirement of law. We got to make sure it's getting done. Do your pre-trip inspections. That's pretty much it for my soapbox today. I appreciate all you do. Thank you for that. I hope you guys stay safe out there and have a good holiday. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions for Road Assist at all? So one thing we talk about temperatures and loading, we talked about live loading. So, what if I pull into a customer, or what if I pick up a trailer, I do my pre-trip inspection, not pull into a customer, that's too late at this point. If I pick up a trailer, I do my pre-trip inspection, or I get empty from a receiver and the chute's pulled down. Is there some rivets there on the tractor somewhere, or on the trailer somewhere to repair those typically?
Yeah, great question. So we do put rivets inside of all of our reefer units. Every reefer unit that leaves our terminal is supposed to get a bag of rivets taped on the inside of one of the reefer doors up on the front of the trailer. And we've got a video on our YouTube channel that will walk you through the steps of doing a chute repair. If you need to do a chute repair yourselves, there's a video on the channel that will walk you through that. And we also give out rivets at the terminal. So if you want to carry around some spare rivets with you to do a chute repair, pick them up. You can get those picked up in outbound or over in our parts desk. I also want to add, anytime you do anything to company-owned equipment, if you're repairing a piece of company-owned equipment, Prime is one of the only trucking companies that I'm aware of that will pay drivers to do those repairs. So if you're willing to save some time here, and instead of going to TA and spend half the day sitting at TA waiting for them to get the chute rehung, and do it yourselves. This takes simple tools. It doesn't take a lot of time. We're talking about 10 or 15 minutes to do a chute repair. If you're willing to get that done, then we're willing to back it up and give you some money to take care of that. So good question.
All right, great. So, you made a good point right there. How much time can I save and how much money can I put in my pocket by doing these simple repairs myself compared to going to a shop, a TA or whatever, waiting for a road service to be called out? So, this pro maintenance class that you teach is invaluable as far as your business is concerned, because that gives you the opportunity to maybe do some of these minor repairs to get you back rolling and on the road and not waiting an hour, 2 hours, half a day or whatnot for a repair to be done.
The average time that we spend sitting at a TA or a Love's to get anything fixed, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be a tire repair, which we've got to sit there and wait, or it could be, what I'm talking about is the chute or the mud flap on the trailer. We don't need to sit at a truck stop for 6 hours to wait to get a mud flap fixed. It's going to take 15 minutes for you guys to take care of on your own. Average means some people have to wait a lot longer than that. Some people get lucky and get fixed in 2 hours, but I've had drivers tell me they've waited at a TA for 36 hours or longer waiting to get a tire fixed. And that is what it is. You got to sit there and wait for the tire to get fixed. But we don't need to sit there for very long to get a mud flap fixed or to get the chute fixed inside the trailer. Both of those repairs, we don't throw this out very often, but both of those repairs are $50 repairs. If drivers are willing to take care of those items themselves, we'll pay you $50 to rehang a mud flap or to rehang the chute inside the trailer. I want to be clear, not everything is $50. Some things pay less. A couple things pay a little more. It depends on how much work is involved and how dirty your hands are going to get, how much time it takes you to do the job. My point here is that we're going to take care of you. It's going to be worth all of our while for you guys to get involved and do the repairs yourself. So yeah, that's a major focus of my class. We go over this in a lot more detail every day. We do this class every day in Springfield at 1 p.m. Over at our Campus Inn. And we also hold pro maintenance in Salt Lake and Pittston at Thursdays at 1 p.m. So if you find yourself at any of these terminals at that time, come check this class out. We'll get you trained up.
All right. Thank you very much, Trent. Appreciate all the information. So give Trent a round of applause this morning.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. If you haven't had the pro maintenance class, I really, really encourage you to take that, because that can put more money in your pocket, save you a lot of downtime, and just overall great knowledge to have out there on the road. So we're going to do a little bit of impromptu here. We're going to bring up Kyle Walk from our tanker department. We got a little bit of extra time this morning. So Kyle, we haven't had him up here in a little bit. Morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me up today, John. Hey, that's some good stuff on the reefer cargo claims prevention. One thing I'd like to add, on the tanker and hopper side, we also have cargo claims, and a lot of it is seal related. So always check your seals, reefer, tanker, hopper. It's just like going to a grocery store. You're not going to buy a steak that's got a broken seal on it, are you? So always make sure your equipment's sealed. So what's going on in tanker and hopper? Lots of growth. We've got some new equipment on our tanker side and also our hopper side that are being built or are built, and we're getting ready to take possession of it as early as next week. So we're very excited about that. With that growth, we're going to need some folks to come help us out. So we're going to need some drivers. So if you're interested in possibly tanker or hopper, get with me, get with Brett Von Wheeler. We'd love to have a conversation with you and possibly get you going. You know, talk to your family, talk to your friends. You know, Prime's a very strong company. We've been around a long time, and, you know, we're looking for some good folks to come work for us. With that tanker equipment, we've got 40 new tankers that are coming our way. So those are brand new stainless steel tankers. You know, we're going to get those things loaded up with some oil and start moving them across the country. Same way with the hopper side. We've got 25 new hoppers coming in. We're going to start picking those up as early as next week. The hopper divisions just started in January, if you don't know. We're currently building our customer base. We've been meeting with customers, you know, for the last 6-7 months here, and it's going pretty good. You know, we are expecting to see a lot of growth in the third and fourth quarter, hopper and tanker also. So our Bunge was one of our big customers. They were in here last week. Had some good conversations with them, and we're looking to really grow with that side of the business. On our tanker side, anybody been to Prime Manuka lately? Anybody? There you go. What's up, Rex? A lot going on up at Prime Manuka. If you need service, maintenance, we've got a full service shop up there. Also, we have tanker washout, and we also have a reefer washout. Anybody been near Chicago, have a hard time getting a trailer washout? All you gotta do is drive down to Manuka. We'll get you right in, get you right out. So also, if you're in the Indiana area, Decatur, Indiana. Anybody been to Decatur, Indiana? No? We gotta get you guys through there. Lots of parking, have facilities. Feel free to pop in there and park and, you know, get your stuff taken care of. So that's about all that's going on in the hopper and tanker world. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Kyle? We do have a couple of questions back here. Hang on one moment here.
How would somebody get into the hopper division if that's what they wanted to do?
Well, just come talk to us. A lot of our hopper business is kind of regional right now. A good target area for us is the Indianapolis area. So if you live in that area or know somebody that lives in that area, come talk to me. As the network grows and our customer base builds, we'll be able to open up some over-the-road positions. So just give me a call. You can email me, call me, text me. We'll love to have that conversation with you.
All right, so I have one question for you. You know, if I'm out there listening, thinking about coming to Prime and tanker or hopper is intriguing to me, what area of the country do you mainly operate in? You know, if I live in Southern California, is that a great area for me to come in and look at your operation?
Southern California is not. Currently, we don't have an oil presence out there. You know, the tanker business is kind of surrounded around an ocean port or a river port. So if you're, you know, looking at your map, you know, find a river, find an ocean, you know, that's where the tanker oil is coming in, because a lot of that oil comes in over South America and Europe. So tankers, New Jersey, New Orleans, Savannah, Georgia, a lot of oil comes in at Savannah for us. And then also there's a chocolate piece in that up in Hershey, Pennsylvania. They got some pretty good cocoa up there. So that's where the oil business is. And then the river portion of that is, you know, the Indiana, Chicago area. They bring it in through the Missouri and Mississippi rivers. So those are some areas for tanker. You know, hoppers pretty much, you know, wherever there's corn, soybeans, grain, we're going to try to get there and get it done. So that's a little area that we're working on.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Well, Kyle's going to stick around over here for just a minute. I know you've got one gentleman that wants to talk to you real quick. So, Kyle, we appreciate you coming up here spur of the moment. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. How you holding up here, Brennan?
Doing good.
Doing good. All right. Well, we're going to bring Dee Silva up next. You know, there's a lot of yellow vests out here in the crowd. So, Dee, why don't you come up here and tell us a little bit about what you do here at Prime?
Good morning. These are my kids, all of them in yellow. My name is Dee Sova, and I've had my CDL for 33 years, and I love saying that. As a woman coming into this industry, when our students come through our training program, before they even get there, they go through orientation. We make sure that you're worthy of coming here to Prime, and all of you ought to give yourselves a hand because you made it to the classroom. And I've said that to you already. That means you're worthy of becoming Primes driven by the best, right? So when they get to the classroom over at the driver development department, they come in, they're either going to work with myself or Dave Meineke. We get them ready to meet their trainers. And so we help them by working with them on the pre-trip inspection. We teach them coupling. Sometimes they're driving around the pad. They get to learn their air brake test because that's the first test. And it's just a treat for me to be able to work with our students because I remember what it was like when I first got started. And they already know my story. But when I started in truck driving, I was married to a truck driver who was over the road. We had 4 children, and he was doing drugs all over the country. He had convinced me to get my CDL. Y'all, I had to make the decision for the sake of my kids to get out of that relationship. So my kids and I were living on $700 a month plus food stamps in the state of California. Y'all know how hard that was? But here I am 33 years later. I love to share my experience and my story with these students because we get students who come through our program all the way from being homeless to having their PhD. And the blessing is because of all the exposure I've had here at Prime, I'm able to relate to every single one of those students. And I just want you guys to know I'm so proud of you for pushing through. This is not going to be an easy journey, but you are going to get your CDL, you're going to get hired, you're going to upgrade, you're going to get your own truck. And I'm so proud of you for making the choice to come to Prime Inc.
Thank you very much. Just hang on just one second here. Dee's kind of selling herself short a little bit here. So, you know, Dee mentioned a little bit about what you do here at Prime, but there's way more that goes beyond that. So Dee's involved with Highway Diamonds, and talk a little bit about Prime Incorporated and the percentage of female drivers that we have here and what we want to do moving forward.
So we have about 14%. We have approximately 1,500 women drivers here at Prime. My other job is I am the Prime Highway Diamonds coordinator. We meet online on our Facebook group, ladies. It's called Prime Highway Diamonds Support. And we weekly have a live session. Right now, we're currently working on 15 skills to help you to develop yourself as a leader. I told our ladies last year that I wanted to help them grow, and I wasn't really pouring into them the way that I know that I can. And so first I had to get their attention, and now we are starting to focus on developing those leadership skills, because the truth of the matter is one day you're going to turn in those keys. What are you going to do? There's so many opportunities here at Prime. So I've had the pleasure, since you mentioned it, of becoming that Highway Diamonds coordinator. But I am one of 3 America's Road Team captains here at Prime through the American Trucking Association. I'm also on their Women in Motions board and their speakers bureau. There's a lot of opportunities that came as a result of me coming to Prime in 2018. This is probably my favorite place to be. I'm not even going to say probably, it is, guys. Like, you can't ask for a better place to come and develop your career. Your career in trucking is bigger than just going through the training program. You know, you can come in, you can become a driver, company, lease, you can build your own fleet. But then after that, what do you want to do? You can grow right here in this company. So don't just look at this as a stepping stone here at Prime, because it's bigger than that. The opportunities that I've had have led me to the White House 3 times. I've been to the House of Representatives and the Senate speaking on behalf of driver issues. The number one issue the other couple of months ago was driver parking, being able to secure parking by using the funds that are available through the government that we don't know that are there. And so there are 3.5 million drivers all over this country and only 312,000 legal parking spots. That's why you guys can't find anywhere to park. And so the other issue is making sure that our women are safe out there on the road. As a woman driver, I never encountered anything that I would consider major. A lot of times it's how you posture yourself when you're out there. If I go into a truck stop like I'm a victim, guess what I become? I go into a truck stop, I'm walking. Like, I dare you to mess with me. That was my attitude when I was out there. And I'm not saying that things can't happen, but being able to be on America's Road Team and to address those issues and bring them before the representatives has been a great pleasure for me. Are we done?
We'll let you be done. So thank you very much, Dee. We really appreciate everything you do here at Prime.
Thank you.
I think for anybody that's new here or listening out there or watching wherever, you know, the round of applause she got when she came up here, you know, says it all. So we're going to jump in here real quick. If you guys have any questions about the Prime app, all right, that's a very, very lifeline tool here to the company. So if you have any questions about the Prime app, please take advantage if you're here in Springfield. We've got Brianna and Richard over here. They are the experts. They can answer anything you want to about that. And then let's talk about why we're all wearing red this morning. So, you know, red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. And every week we honor our military veterans, both past and present. So if you have served in our armed forces, if you're at any of the 3 terminals, please stand up. Please let us recognize you. And please let us thank you for your service. Outstanding. We cannot thank you enough. So, Brendan, it's time for us to turn it over here to Mr. Wutke. So we're going to bring Steve Wutke up here, our Vice President of Sales. Good morning, Steve.
Morning, John. You guys have done a great job. I don't know where the rest of your team is, but you didn't need them. You did great. So thanks for that. Yeah, it's really great to see you all here, especially you new operators that have chosen our company. Truly appreciate it. We think you made a great decision. If our recruiters told you we're perfect, that's not correct. So don't believe that. We get better every day. We love these meetings. We like the feedback. The question you have back there, sir, about us protecting you, I really appreciate that. What we need to do is we need to, as far as claims are concerned, we need to make sure that we're watching, if allowed on the dock, watching how they're loading that freight. When you see something that you don't like, if they don't work with you on it, call your fleet manager. We're not going to hold you accountable for something you can't prevent. Guaranteed, okay? But thank you for bringing it up. You all work really hard for your money, and we do not need to put you in a compromised position with a claim, no matter who's at fault. We'll always try to protect you, okay? That's our commitment to you as an operator, and we thank you very much. For those of you that are out there driving right now, working through the holiday, we thank you for that. Our customers, they're, trying to get shelf space. So they want their product delivered, whether it's a holiday or whether it's not. And so if you couldn't get home and you're under a load, thank you. Deliver it on time. Be safe. I think we've got freight out there to reload you. So we appreciate that. We'll try to keep you busy. John, thanks again for serving us. You all do a terrific job. You got a great staff. And I think all of our operators really appreciate what you do for us. I'm going to bring up the owner of our company that started this thing 54 years ago or so, and let him kind of wrap it up. And I think he was shooting fireworks off yesterday. He's got all his fingers still. He's all good. So
yeah, and I may not be done yet either. I may shoot some more off.
Okay.
They might be coming your way, so you might want to duck.
Okay.
Those things hurt if they hit you in the head, Oh, yeah. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you all. I joined Steve in thanking you folks that are just getting started with us, choosing Prime. D Silva, isn't she something else? I mean, I'm telling you, if I was in trouble, I wouldn't mess with her. No way. No way. She slapped some hurt bumps on my head real quick, I think. So, it's a holiday. I thank you all for being here. We have some folks that are off, but that's fine. Everybody deserves a holiday now and then. We'll take it when we get them. But, it says something to me and to the leadership here when we have so many folks that show up and participate, even on an important holiday weekend. You folks are doing great. Business is improving. It really is starting to pick up. Don't want to declare victory yet. Pull our tents and go home. We're going to keep fighting the battle. We're going to keep fighting, scrapping with them for more rates and more volume, more work at better pay. That's what it's all about. Thank each of you. God bless you, and please be safe.